Welcome to Unit 3.3.1. In order to move on forward, we need to understand some key differences between an equality and an inequality. Basically, if we have something that is an equality, we denote that by an equal sign. So basically that's saying that one side of the equal sign, and we're just going to put 5 on one side of the equal sign, equals the other side. Okay, so we have an equality here, meaning one side is balanced with the other. And in order to have an inequality, that means we have something that's not balanced. Usually denoted by a less than symbol, a greater than symbol, even a less than or equal to symbol, or in some cases you might even have a not equal to symbol. And of course, this can be used with any algebraic expressions. As long as there is an equality, there is a balance, there's going to be equal sign. And it doesn't matter if we have, and excuse my drawing, but maybe we have an apple on this side. As long as there is a balance in between what we are comparing here, and we'll compare an apple to an apple, there is an equality. So how does this work with what we've been doing so far with algebra? There's a couple different things we can, or ways that we can have equalities or inequalities. So first off, we can have a whole-to-whole relationship. And a whole-to-whole relationship would just be, a great example would be 5 chips of the color red. So 5 chips. And we could say that is the same as 5 blue chips. As long as the chips are equal, we have an equality. So we can say here 5 equals 5, and we can see we have balance. The next part we can talk about, and we'll use a blue color, is a part-to-part or a part-to-whole relationship. So we have a part-to-whole. And a part-to-whole is when we have 2 or more different things on one side of the equality. And we'll use the example 3 plus 5. So you can see we have 2 parts on this side, and that's going to equal a whole. So in order to have equality or balance here, 3 plus 5, and we have to have an 8 on this side. Flipping that around, we would have a whole. We'd have a whole to part, so that's just flipped. So we would have our whole on this side of the equation and our part on the other side. So we could say 5 plus 3 over here, and we still have balance. We still have equality. And of course, we can have a part to part, so 2 or more parts on both sides of the equation. So in this case, we would have, and I'll write this in a different color so it's just a little easier to see. So we would have 2 parts on one side, so we would have 4 plus 4. And on the other side of the equality, we would have our 5 plus 3. And here we can see that both sides equal up to 8, so we do still have a balance.